Hello all, welcome back to the lecture series of Python, and in today's video we will be covering dictionaries in Python. Dictionaries in Python is a way in which we can store values in a form of key and a value. So basically a key holds multiple values and the values will be associated to a unique identifier is called key. If you are coming from another language, you might be associating dictionaries with hash maps. So in order to create dictionaries in Python, we have several ways. Either we can use curly brackets or we can use the dict method. So let's see how we can create dictionaries in Python. So I have created a variable dict1 and these curly brackets are used to create dictionaries in Python. On the left hand side, you mention the key which you want to have as a key in your dictionary, and then you use a colon, and then you pass a value to the right hand side of the colon. So basically, the left hand side of the value will act as a key, and the right hand side of the value will act as a value. So it will be this whole value is a single key value pair. You can have multiple key value pairs in a dictionary, and each key value pair will be separated by commas. And if you see, I have one as the key, then apple as the value, two as the key, orange as the value, and so on and so forth. And then you can have a string as the key itself. Here I'm keeping key as my integers, but here I have different types of keys. Here my key is a string, and as you can see, here my key is a number, which is an integer. Also, in order to associate a key to multiple values, you can use list or you can use tuples as well. So in order to get a deep understanding of tuples and list, I have already made videos on both of them, and the link to the videos are in the description below. So please make sure to watch them as well. Now, if I execute them by hitting shift enter, if you see, this is my first dictionary and this is my second dictionary. And if you see the type of both by using the type function, which basically tells the data type of the object, you will see the type will be dict, which is from the class dict. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, we can use the dict method also in order to create a dictionary. So this particular dictionary, I'm just passing it inside the dict function itself. And if I execute this, I will get the same dictionary as we got above. Now, also we can use the list and tuples inside the dict method in order to create dictionary. So as you can see over here, inside the dict method, I have passed a list which contains tuples. First tuple contain name, comma John, then comma second tuple contains age comma 28. So as you must have figured out, this name will become a key and this John will become a value. Similarly, this age will become a key and this 28 will be the corresponding value. And if you hit shift enter, as you can see, this is what we expected as a dictionary. Name is the key, John is the value, age is the key, and 28 is the value. Now you can have nested dictionaries. So what do we mean by nested dictionaries? That simply means you can have dictionaries inside dictionaries. So here I have made a very simple dictionary in order to make you understand the concept of nested dictionaries. So first I have a value one, then first I have a key one, corresponding value two, then two, three, then for the key four, I am passing a dictionary itself. So basically the key four corresponds to a dictionary itself. So that is what we mean by nested dictionaries. And then we have another key value pair, which is 9 and 10. And if you see, this dictionary will looks like this. So this is how you can have nested dictionaries in Python. Now moving on to how we can add elements to a dictionary. So over here we created dictionary one, which consists of one apple, two orange, and three banana. Let's say I want to add another key value pair to my dictionary. How you can do that? In order to add a key value pair, you need to understand that always in order to add a value, you have to pass a key to the dictionary. That is why we always make sure that a dictionary has key value pair. So first of all, you should have a dictionary object, then which is dict1, then you use square bracket. Inside the square bracket, you pass the value for the key. So let's say I want the key to be 4, then assignment operator, and then you pass the value associated to that key. And here I'm printing dict1 before adding this value, and then I'm printing dict1 again after adding the new key value pair. And as you can see, earlier we have only 1, 2, 3 key value pairs. But now after adding this dict4 equals to peach, we have 4 key value pairs. So this is the way we can add elements to our dictionary. Another way we can add to our dictionary is basically we can add set of values to our dictionary. So similarly, I'm printing again the dictionary 1, which is going to be this dictionary since it is updated. Now I'm adding a new key value pair for which the key is 5 and the value is the tuple. So this particular key will have a tuple as a value. So as you can see, this is the previous dictionary and this is the updated dictionary, this one. Okay, now we have seen how we can add elements to a dictionary. Now we will see updating elements to a dictionary. So there is a difference between adding elements to a dictionary and updating elements to a dictionary. Adding elements simply means that you are adding new key value pairs, which does not exist inside the dictionary. But updating refers to updating the existing records. That's why dictionaries are called mutable, because we can update them, we can delete them, and we will cover both in this video. So in order to update the values, let's say for this particular value, now let's say I want to update this particular value. So this particular key has a tuple as a value and I want it to have a single value. So what I will do, I will pass my dictionary object, sorry, not pass, I will write my dictionary object dict1, then square bracket. Inside the square bracket, I will pass the key for which I want to update the value, and then assignment operator and the value which I want to store. If you execute this, if you then you see earlier the dictionary is this, and after updating the value for the key 5, we have this dictionary. So adding the elements to a dictionary and updating elements to a dictionary both have the same way, but adding elements simply means that you want to add new key value pairs, and updating elements simply means that you want to update the existing key value pairs. Also, the dictionary 2, in dictionary 2, we are going to add another name. So basically, I'm going to change the John name to another name. So dict name equals to Walker. And if you see earlier it was John and now it is Walker. You can also add multiple key value pairs with the help of update function. So which is used to update the dictionary with new key value pairs. So again, you need a dictionary object dict2 dot update, and then inside the update function you pass a dictionary. I'm passing name Michael, comma 128, and then I'm updating name John. So if you see here, the key is name, and here also the key is name, but we will have two different keys. As you can see earlier, name is Walker, as we have updated over here. Now after I updated name Michael, so now the name is Michael and 1 is basically 28. So as you can see, update function only updates the existing key value pairs. Okay, now if you see name, now this after this update, what's the dictionary look like? Name Michael 128, name John. So what does this tells us? This tells us that Python keys are case sensitive. If you are using strings as your Python keys, make sure to remember that Python keys are case sensitive. This name is not equal to this name. So these two keys are different. Also, a Python dictionary can only have a unique key value, a unique key corresponding to a value. You cannot have same key for multiple values. Now, how do we access elements from a dictionary? Accessing elements from a dictionary is with the help of keys. So in order to access elements, that is values, you need to have the knowledge about the keys inside the dictionary. So let's see how we can actually figure out what all keys are present inside our dictionary. Let's say you have a dictionary dict3 and you want to see the keys inside keys present inside your dictionary. So you use print, then you pass the dictionary object, use the dictionary object, then dot keys. Dot keys is a function which returns the available keys inside your dictionary. And as you can see, I have three keys, 1, 2, 3. And let's say you only want to see the values inside your dictionary. You must have guessed the function itself. So instead of keys, we use values. So now 1 corresponds to apple, 2 corresponds to orange, and 3 corresponds to banana. So keys and value are two functions. Keys shows us the number of keys present inside a dictionary, and value shows us the values present for those corresponding keys. Now, moving on to how we can actually use keys to access elements. Just like we update, just like we add elements, in the same way, in the similar fashion, we actually access elements, that is values, inside a dictionary. We use the dictionary name, square bracket, and then we pass then we pass a key. We use the dictionary name, then we pass another key. We use a dictionary name, then square bracket, then we pass another key. So it will return the corresponding value for that key. So as you can see, we have dict3. So for 1, we have apple. For 2, we have orange. For 3, we have banana. That's how we can access elements from a dictionary. Now let's talk about how we can access elements from a nested dictionary. As we discussed above, nested dictionaries simply means dictionaries inside a dictionary. So dictionary inside a dictionary means you have a dictionary that have separate keys, and for that, for a single key or maybe multiple keys, you have more dictionaries to it. So we have dict5. Let me just print out so that you can have a better understanding. So for key 4 we have another dictionary. Okay, so I'm printing dict5 over here, and what I'm doing, this is the outside key and these are the inside keys, nested keys basically. So if I use print dict5 4, so I will get this value. I will get, let me just comment out this one. So I will get this value. Now, this particular value, which corresponds to key 4, is itself a dictionary. So it has its own key value pairs. So now, in order to access these particular values, first you access this particular value with the help of dict5 4, which is slicing. Now you slice another value. So for inside key 5, how do we write? First we access the outside key, slice the outside key, then we slice the inside key. So dict4 5, which is this and this, then we get 6. Similarly, key 4, we have this value, and for this dictionary we are slicing key 7, so we get 8. And if you execute this, as you can see, we expected 6 and 8 and we got 6 and 8. Also, you can access elements with the help of get method. Get method is very useful, since if you pass a key which is not present in your dictionary, it will return a null value. And that is why get function is really useful. So in dict5, as you can see, we do not have any key which has the value 8, but yet I am trying to access a key in dict5 which has a key 8. So as you can see, it returns none. But what happens when you actually try to access using square brackets, using slicing, the key which is not present, you will get a key error. So get function is better in terms to because it allows us to handle errors easily. Now, let's talk about deleting elements from a dictionary. In order to delete an element from a dictionary, you need to have an understanding of the key value pairs. Basically, you need to understand what all keys are there, what all values are there. And we can use keys function and values function on dictionary to access keys. So let's say I want to remove the second key, which is this key in dict1. If you see, so I want to remove the second key value pair, with the help of pop function. Pop function accepts a key and it returns a corresponding value of that particular key, and then it removes that particular key value pair. And if you see print dict1, then I'm using dict1 dot pop2. 2 corresponds to the key which I want to remove. Now if you see, this is before pop and this is after pop. So this is one method for which with which you can delete elements. Now we can use the del keyword also. Del keyword works in the similar fashion, but instead of passing a value, we actually slice the value which we want to delete. So in dict2, if you see, I have name and I want to remove it. So first you will slice it, dict2 square bracket name, and then you use del keyword, del space, then you slice. And this way we can delete a key value pair with the help of del keyword. Let's say you want to remove any arbitrary element you want. So that way you can use popitem. So it removes any arbitrary element. It does not accept any value. The moment you run dict3.popitem, it will return automatically any arbitrary element. So here it removed the last element. Now if you see, let me just execute it again. Now it will remove this particular second key value pair, as you can see. And if I run it again, now I will have an empty dictionary. Now let's talk about some more functions from dictionary. First function which is very useful is from keys. From keys is a function which we can use on the dict method itself. So dict is a function, is an inbuilt function, dict dot from keys and x. So basically I'm passing this x, and this x is a tuple which will act as a value. If you do not pass any corresponding value, so this will act as a key. Let's say you do not pass any value for pass any parameters or variables for values, then the set values as none by default if not passed. And here I'm passing both x and y, that is keys and values. So if you see in this function, dict from keys returns this value. Since I'm only passing keys, I'm not passing any values. But if I use dict dot from keys x comma y, this one will have this tuple as a value, this whole tuple as a value. Similarly, this 2 key will be a key, and it will also have a tuple, whole tuple as a value. And similarly, this 3 will also have this tuple as a value. Now, one more function is set default function. Set default function is basically is used to add a default value to the key. If the key already exists in the Python dictionary, it doesn't make any difference to the dictionary. So let's say I want to add, if you see, I'm using this car dictionary and I'm setting the default value car.set default, the model value to BMW. And if I just comment out this, and if you see, it does not make any difference. My model is Mustang only. This particular statement doesn't make any difference to the dictionary. As I mentioned, set default value will only work if the key does not present in the dictionary, is not present in the dictionary. If the key is already present, it will not make any difference. So now what I'm doing, I'm adding a new key, which is color, and I'm giving this color a default value, that is black. And if I execute this, as you can see, I have a color key which corresponds to black value. Now these all functions are available inside Python. Let's say you want to see what all functions are really available for a dictionary. So you just have to create a dictionary object, then you then use dot, and in Jupyter Notebook you can use tab. The moment you press tab, you will see all the functions available. So let's see if you have covered all values. We have covered update, set default, pop item, pop, keys, items, get, from keys, copy, and clear. So we are left with 2. So you must have heard about copy, and you must have have a rough understanding. So basically, copy function creates a copy of a dictionary. So dict dot dict1 dot copy and print d1. So what is the benefit of making a copy? The benefit of making a copy, let's say if you update anything in d1, it won't be reflected in dict1. It won't be reflected in dict1. Dict1 will stay as it is. So let's say I add one more value, 4, and then I add this. And if you print d1, and if you print dict1, so that is the benefit of a copy. Copy does not reflect the changes into the original variable. Now let's talk about the clear function. Clear function simply clears the data inside your dictionary, and that is it. Dict1 dot clear, and it does not return anything. But if you see dict1, now it is empty. So that is how we can use clear function to clear our dictionaries. So I hope you were able to understand the deep understanding of dictionaries in Python. We have covered all the functions in this video, and in case you have any queries, please do mention them in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that it will reach out to more people. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.